Alligator wrestling demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I'm going to make sure we're ready for the video. We're ready. If you want to turn to the big screens, we got Billy Walker's intro video. Billy, say hello to everybody.
G and Damo, how y'all doing? Good morning. Hello, how are y'all?
Hold on. He said, good morning. Much better.
Sounds good.
Billy, what do we got going on today? What's happening?
I'm going to demonstrate with my ancestors how they started making income and when the settlers and the tourists was coming into these lands. I'm going to capture this alligator. This alligator is 4 days fresh out of the wild.
This is a fresh one.
Yes.
We brought him in. So you said your ancestors used to do this. For those of you who have never been to an alligator wrestling or demonstration, what do you mean they used to do this for income? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Well, my people, Miccosukee and Seminoles, will capture them for a food source. They would catch them and catch them alive, put them into a pit by a village. It was like a log cabin, keep turtles in there. No refrigerating, so the younger generation of men will go out to hunt, and they would be out there for 4 or 5 days. Whatever they killed, they made into a jerky. But what happened was when the settlers and tourists went by this Indian village, they threw money at the Indian man. And it changed our whole life and our whole way of life from God, the way that he gave us. But we, when the younger generation of men went off to hunt, they threw money at the Indian man when he was fixing to capture it. And it changed our whole world and it changed our life. You know, instead of going off to hunt for days, he went to the store and provided for his family the same day. So it's a way of income. I believe I'm holding on to my roots and who I am. But, the check from the casino, but I don't. I hold on to my roots and how we started making income and to what we have now, the Seminole tribe of Florida.
Yeah, okay, I like it. Now, you caught this 4 days ago. How do you catch one of these? Do you send an email or do you just, send out a memo? You say, excuse me, alligator, how do you catch one of these?
Well, there was like a little cold front coming in. So me and my cousins and stuff, we was riding down Snake Road and we on the bank.
Switch with me.
Yeah. So we seen a bunch of alligators on the bank. So we usually use a fishing pole or rope, or sometimes we dive in and catch them. But this one was caught with a fishing pole.
A fishing boat, amazing. So when you catch it, do you feed it in between? Do you not feed it? What's the process?
An alligator can eat one time in 1 month. Yep, so I don't feed it. They say if I have him in a box with his mouth taped, he can die, or choke. So we don't feed him. So that's why he's real hungry. No, I'm playing.
If I had an alligator diet, I'd be even thinner. Just one time a month. That'd be very affordable. So what's happening today? So we have the alligator. We're going to wrestle and demonstrate. What's the process? Is there a training process for those who want to do that?
Well, there's really no training process. This is a wild alligator. There's several ways of catching an alligator. You walk around him where his tail goes to sweep anything towards his mouth. You want to stay on that perimeter. And when you're working the alligator, he's a cold-blooded reptile. And remember, my ancestors, you had to do this for a food source to capture him alive. So you go around and you're going to see me pop his jaws with a stick. I'm trying to be very gentle, but my people use a stick to push on the bottom of the water when they're right under a dugout canoe. Then when they see an alligator, they go ahead and work the alligator. But as I'm popping his jaws, I'm desensitizing him too, because he has sensors in his mouth. So if he does bite me, I'm hoping that I still have my body part.
Yeah, we're hoping the same thing, Billy. We're hoping you leave here 10 fingers, 10 toes. What's the biggest alligator you've ever wrestled? How big is this one?
This one's probably 7 foot 6 inches, 7'7", maybe.
What's the biggest one you've ever wrestled?
It was probably about 11 foot, and it was in Old Paradise. There was an Oakley Village, and I would dive into the water and catch them in the water, and I brought them up. And that was probably back in '04.
Wow. Yeah. If there's anyone here who wants to see it outside of the casino, where could they go to watch this?
Well, right now, it's probably the Miccosukee Village. I believe that they're doing shows out there with indigenous people. If you want to see a native doing it, I believe that you can go there. The Billy Swamp is no longer open. Maybe, what's that place on Griffith Road, all the way to the end? I forgot the name of it. Y'all know where I'm talking about?
We'll Google it. We'll just Google it. We'll just put it into Google. We'll figure. Who's been to an alligator demonstration before? Make some noise. Have you been? Who has never been? Never been. All right, so we got a couple first-timers here.
Cool.
He's getting antsy.
Yeah, he's ready.
He wants to go hit the slot machines. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He's ready. Who wants to come out here and do it? You don't need any training. Who wants to?
We do have one person that's going to get on it after the show.
Is she?
Yep, she's right there by Everett.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous to get out there? Have you ever done it before?
No, I haven't.
Why are you deciding to do it today? Good answer. Okay, give it up for her. She's going to be doing it later. Billy, do we start with the string on it, or are you taking the string off, or?
My nephew and my nephews and my niece will take it off, and my brother, he would keep an eye on them.
I feel like that's the hardest part. The brother got the easiest job. You're just hanging out and chilling. Are you guys ready to see some alligator wrestling and demonstration? Billy, if you got anything else to say, say it. If not, we're ready.
Pray for the gator. No, I'm playing. Yep, I'm ready.
We're ready. You ready?
Thank you.
All right, Billy, whenever you're ready. Gentlemen, be careful. Oh, he's saying hello. Oh, he's got great teeth. How do you know if it's a male or a female alligator?
Well, if you look at the scoots on the back of his
What's a
back,
scoot? What's a scoot?
The scoots are the buttons, the skin-covered bone. It acts as a solar panel in the daytime. It absorbs his body energy, especially in the wintertime. When he goes off into the hunt at night, it keeps him warm. But if they're long, most likely to be a male. If it's short, most likely to be a female. Because they do have a friendship dance that they do, and the girls will get rubbed off.
Who's meaner, the guys or the girl gators?
Well, this looks like a female, and she's real feisty.
Yeah,
Nice.
sounds about right. That sounds about right. Ladies out there, make some noise for the feistiness. We got a feisty crowd. We got a feisty crowd. Ooh. So these gators are powered by solar. Ooh. That's called Gator Karaoke. Give it up for the Gator, everybody. That was a beautiful song. That's my favorite song, that right there. Billy, take it away. You want the mic? I'll take it from you.
I'm going to talk a little bit
Okay.
because I skipped a lot of things. I want y'all to understand where I come from. My mom was born out there in the Everglades in the 40s, even before there was a Seminole tribal government. My great-grandma's name is Miami, and she was around in the Third Seminole War, because I'm fourth generation from the Seminole War. But on my great-grandpa, he was a gator hunter in the 30s. And then as times was getting hard, what would take a canoe trail to trade the gator hides and the deer hides to Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers or Fort Pierce. Well, the Fort Myers and Fort Lauderdale was a day trip. But as people was buying land and surveying land, that day trip by dugout canoe was taking a 2 or 3 day trip because people was buying land. So them old canoe trails was fenced off. So if you went through there, you would get hung or shot back then, especially if you was an Indian. But so my family picked up. They moved to the monkey jungle down in West Miami. Then after that, well, my grandpa was wrestling alligators. They moved over here and lived over there by the Classic, but they wasn't enrolled in no tribe back then. But my grandpa would wrestle gators at the Jungle Queen, and they would come to the camp, lived in the chickee huts. They would go to the Delaware Chicken. That place been there since the 30s, I think, that Delaware Chicken place. And they would get chicken necks and eat, and that's how they survived. Then my grandpa moved to the Big Cypress off of Alligator Alley. They built a chickee hut there. They was there for 6 months. We enrolled in the Seminole tribe of Florida, even though we spoke Miccosukee. Seminoles speak 2 languages, Miccosukee and Creek, and my family came from there. But that's a little bit about my family, where we come from. How y'all like that story? Yep. Well, the Miccosukee and Seminole people will live in a village containing of chickee huts. It's a sable palm leaf roof with a cypress tree frame. The cypress tree frame will probably last anywhere from 20 to 25 years. If the palmetto leaves, they can last over 5 to 6 years if it's done right. But the cooking hut is built on the center of the village because water goes up and down. Sleeping huts are built around a cooking hut because mosquitoes are attracted to heat, but the smoke rotates around the camp, keeps the mosquitoes and the predators away. So there was 4 generations of family that would stay in the camp: great-grandpa, grandpa, dad, and son. Great-grandma, grandma, mom, and daughter. The elder cleaned the vegetation away from the camp while the younger men go on their dugouts or get fish or food or 4 days, and then they bring it back to the camp. They would capture the alligators and the turtles, put them into a pit. While the younger generation of men went off to go to hunt, they would kill that gator for what they needed to get the food. When the men got back, they would go to these forts, Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale, where there was a U.S. fort, but a trading post to trade for rickrack, beads, guns, gunpowders, and other materials. And that's how we got our weapons a long time ago, because we started trading with the Spaniards, Spain. After the Spain left the Taínos, we were second contact, all the ancient Indians. Most of your ancient Indians that was here, we're still here. We're the ones that speak Miccosukee. If y'all didn't know that, did y'all like that?
Yeah.
My grandpa comes from a Calusa bloodline, they said. But that's what my mom told me. He was a fishing Indian. But they said when the settlers and tourists was going to these villages, seeing the Indian man working the alligator, that's what I'm going to demonstrate to y'all. Y'all's ancestors probably seen an Indian man doing this before. He's getting ready to catch it for food. But what changed our world and changed our life that the Creator had gave us is when they threw money at us. Guess what? Instead of us going out to hunt for 4 or 5 days, we went to the store and provided for our family the same day. Me, I hold on to my roots and who I am. I can get a check from the casinos, but I don't lose my roots and who I am. hold on to my roots and to what we have now, the Seminole tribe of Florida.
How do the younger generations hold on to the language and the culture that was from the past?
You know what? Back in the 90s, I seen it kind of going down, but we're back. We're back where we have everything's working out. Yep. I appreciate like Ollie. He's in charge of the museum over there, Everett, and my nephew. We all do the culture part of the tribe, and then even my friends. There was how like mountain men people go off in the mountains and live. There was swamp men. They live among the Indians. They captured alligators the same way. They killed the alligators, salted the gator hides, put them in cans. They went to the forts and traded and lived among the Indians. That's their ancestors. Ain't that cool? It's not just about us. It's about all of us. Yeah. I'm going to get ready to do this show. I'm going to turn over this mic, and I'm going to play with this alligator.
Go ahead. Give it to the brother.
One of y'all.
That's it? Only 35. Is there a retirement plan or? If you see something you like, you could cheer. Ooh.
Okay, what Billy's doing, that's a hand trick. That alligator, if a grain of sand, he can feel that on his lower jaw, so that's dangerous. And what Billy's doing, he's not tormenting the gator or trying to be mean or anything like that. He's just trying to see and feel the gator out, his energy. But he's not tormenting or trying to harass the gator at all. It's called working the gator.
Is this working the gator, is this, like you talked about, it's to kind of calm it down, make it docile so you could handle it a little bit better?
So that works. If you guys look on their back, all those little ridges are called scutes or osteoderms. It's like a little solar panel. So they collect all their energy from the sun. So what Billy's doing is just using up all that energy. So the more he moves, the more he wiggles, the more he pops his jaw, it'll cause him to slow down just a little bit more. And then we got our front patch right there.
How are we not cheering that on? That was incredible. So you're saying you're doing this to tire the gator out so it's a little bit easier to handle. So this will work on children, tiring them out the same way, poking them with a stick and making their jaws pop.
Definitely.
Not feeding them sugar.
So as you guys can see, the alligator's only moving side to side. Alligators are bilateral, so they only move side to side. He's gonna keep using that tail and his jaws, kind of like a broom in a dustpan. So Billy is making sure to stay on the outside perimeter, so he doesn't get swooped up.
Your manicured feet? Which one? Are you talking about your pedicure that you got here at the casino? What are you talking about, Billy? What's happening? You're saying that tail comes around and whips you. Whips those perfectly pedicured feet. Is that clear polish?
I'm going to share something with y'all. When he said clear polish, my toenails are shiny, but it's not from clear polish.
It's from buffing them?
It's almost sort of like that, yeah. But When I sit around the villages, I'm a hunter. So I pass out the meat to the elders. So they say, Billy, come sit at my table. I eat with them. They tell me the legends and stories, and I come out and share them with y'all. But as I'm sitting there around the fire, the ashes get on my toenails, and that's how it gets shiny. A lot of your ancestors used to use ashes to clean their silver a long time ago. Did y'all know that?
No.
Yeah, it's something new that everybody forgot, I guess.
So
But that's
for
why.
No, so for all the ladies out there, stop spending $40 on a pedicure and just use ash.
Yeah, that's it.
You're welcome.
That's
Thank you.
the Seminole way. Now, and a lot of times we trim our nails by the gator's mouth. I'm not going to do that, though.
Mine are actually kind of long. Let me see. So how much energy does the alligator have in terms of its just output? Is there a point where it kind of goes to sleep after a while, or?
It just depends on how long they're sitting out in the sun for. Oh, we got what we got. Oh, make sure you guys got
Come
the
on,
cameras
come
ready.
on.
Now remember that mouth is really sensitive. It can sense even a grain of sand or raindrop. Everybody's jump rope. Yep. 2, 3.
Yeah. I don't know if we were clapping for Billy or the gator. That was. Now, what's that rolling thing that is? Is that the death roll, or is that, what is that called? Is there a better word for that?
Yeah, gator roll, death roll. So what they do is they...
Jelly roll?
What they do is they hold on to their prey, they roll, and they can take chunks of meat down, and so they can swallow it easier. So definitely don't want to get caught in one of those.
Now, when they use the gator for, like, if they kill the gator to eat the gator, how
We got
much?
a quick catch.
Oh my gosh, Billy!
Give it up, give it up. All right, well, things are about to get serious. Let's get those cameras out, get them rolling. There's gonna be missing, ugly swamp teeth, Billy said, so we definitely wanna get that.
One time, he's only doing it one time. Hold on.
Let's count from 1 to 3. Y'all ready? And I'm going to show you a real ugly mouth.
Here we go.
Here we go.
1, 2.
That's the Florida smile right there.
Wow.
There we go. There's 80 teeth in that mouth. 40 on the top, 40 on the bottom.
80.
80 teeth.
And do they regenerate teeth like unlimited, or once they lose them, they're gone forever?
They say they usually go about 3,000 teeth in their lifetime. They can regrow them due to fighting with other alligators. They can break them.
The rope? So gators don't need Invisalign. They just...
No, they get lucky and they just regrow them.
Lucky.
All right, what Billy's getting ready to do is the bulldog. This is the original way they would go out and capture the alligator by themselves. They had no help. So once they were on the back of the alligator, they'd get a rope out, put that jaw in between their chin and their chest.
Wow.
Freeze up your hand. Now you can take that rope, secure the jaws.
And they do all of this in the wild with a wild gator.
with no help.
Unbelievable. I can't even get my dog to listen to me, let alone wrestle a gator.
And you got yourself
Yes.
an alligator.
That alligator does have ears.
Those are the ears right by its eyes. What does it hear? Does it hear what we hear, or is it a little bit different?
Yeah, yeah, and it closes from when they go up under the water. But he also has the solid sockets, and he has armor on the outside, because when he gets his prey, captures his prey, he kills it, goes up under, puts it under a fallen tree or rock, comes out 3 days later. He eats rotten meat, it helps digest in the stomach, but his eyes were sinking to all the sockets in his skull.
So wait, he hides his food and then comes back later?
Yeah, because he bites it in chunks and swallows it. And then, so if you get bit by an alligator, you might survive the bite, but you might not survive the infection. So they can't sew you up.
That's not good. What about his eyes? I'm looking at his eyes or her eyes.
Well, his eyes, when he goes to swim up under the water, he has what you call a nictitating membrane. It acts as a goggle when you go up under water.
So they're wearing goggles, natural goggles.
Yeah, if you look, I don't know if the camera's picking it up behind me, but there's a little film that goes across his eye, so he has 2 eyelids. His eyes are red. They hatch out anywhere from 6-7 inches, and they grow 6-7 inches a year until they reach 6 foot, and it slows down 1 inch to 2 inches a year, can reach up to 14 foot, live over 150 years old.
Unbelievable.
The black marks on his mouth, if you don't see a gator when you're swimming, and if he's blind, he can feel vibrations in the water up to 300 yards away from these little black sensors on his mouth.
So he has almost like a sonar.
Yeah, almost like a shark. And then also, if you go look for, you have a nuisance alligator in your pond, and you call the game commission to remove it, and all you see is his head, and you don't know how long he is, but if you guess from his eyes to his nostril and how many inches it is how many feet he is.
So you could tell from the eyes to the tip of the nose how big the gator is.
Yeah, so this is about 7 inches from here to here. That makes him 7 foot.
I'm about 6'6". Let me see. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
Yep, that's it. Thank y'all very much for coming out and joining us at Seminole Tribal Fair. We'll see y'all next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for Billy Walker and our amazing alligator. Thank you so much, alligator. Now, I want to know, who would like to touch a baby alligator? Who would like to touch only somebody? Who wants to touch a baby alligator? We're going to give you a chance in just a second. We're going to have them. Where's the room? Where's the gator going to be, the baby alligator? Can you bring it over here? Can you bring it over here? This is the baby alligator. Everyone say, "Aww." You're going to have a chance to take a photo and touch the baby alligator. Where are we going to be?
I try to do it on Sundays, but they got that big concert going. So.
You want to meet her right here? You want to meet her right here?
But we always do it Friday, Saturday.
In the culture room, if you want to meet and touch the baby alligator, oh, it feels like a solar panel. This is, oh, hello. Is this a girl or a boy? Girl, a girl, girl. If you guys want to see, touch, and meet the baby alligator, head over to the culture room right now before the line gets too long. You can meet the alligator, and don't forget, we got more tribal fair and powwow coming up with a concert in a little bit. Say thank you, Billy Walker. Everyone say thank you. We'll see you in the culture room. Sander, play some music. We can do a standing ovation. We can do a standing ovation. Yes. No, seriously, his mom would love it. His mom would love it. Stand up for Eric. Eric, it's a standing ovation.
Check, check.
You're hot.
Thank you. Let's for Aaron.
Now give it up for Aaron, the MC.
He's brought a lot of energy here into this room, this stage for me today. So thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today. Is everybody able? No. Okay. You know what? We
Stay
might have
right
to,
there. Stay right here. Don't just.
Right here. Oh,
Yeah,
we got a
let's see.
range right here. You know what? I might just use the handheld. Can
That
you guys
one's
hear me
working.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There's kind of like an echo. I only said echo once.
I hear it too.
Hello. All right. No. Okay. So it's an honor to be here with you today. Were you guys here for the Pow Wow as well? Yeah. Did you guys enjoy it? You had a good weekend? I'm going to use the handheld. It's too distracting.
Check. 1, 2. What's he doing? Why is he not grabbing it? What's happening? He wants me to get lower? Here you go.
All right. Okay, that's much better. So, my name's Eric Hernandez. I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe from North Carolina. And it's an honor to be here with you today to share with you a dance that I've been doing for over 20 years. I learned this dance from my uncle Terry Godell, who is a 9-time world hoop dance champion. And he taught me this dance when I was just a young boy. And when he first taught me, I wasn't really interested. I was more interested in sports. My dream was to actually be like my father. My father was a professional football player, and I wanted to kind of fit into that legacy. And my 2 older brothers also were incredible athletes. And it wasn't until my parents actually separated and my uncle stepped in and he taught me this tradition. He taught me this dance. Has anybody here ever seen the hoop dance before? Awesome. Now the hoop dance comes to us from the Taos Pueblo tribe, and it was originally used as a healing ceremony. They believed if a member of the tribe was feeling mentally, physically, or spiritually ill, that the hoop dance would bring that healing. They believed that every time the hoop passed through their body that they would add time to their life. So they used this dance. It was medicine. It was sacred. It was special. The hoop dance has taken on a contemporary form. There was a man named Tony Whitecloud in the 1930s that created what is known now as the temporary hoop dance. And this dance tells a story. It tells a story of our journey through life, and it uses the image of this small bird to do so. And as you watch this dance, you're going to see as I add more and more hoops to my body, you're going to see that bird grow and develop. You're going to see the different plants and animals seen throughout Mother Nature. And as you watch this dance, you may see your story as well. Everybody, as they watch this dance, sees something different. We all have our own imagination. We have our own life experiences. And that's the beauty of this dance. Now, when my uncle taught me this dance, it was me and my cousin Michael Godell. And like I said, we weren't very interested. And he began to teach us a few rules and tricks to this dance. Ways that we can honor the tradition of the Taos Pueblo people, but to also find our own style and our own story. I would love to find a few brave volunteers to come up and to let me teach you some of those tricks.
He's holding that kid up like Mufasa. Wait, you just put the kid in there because you don't want to watch it anymore. It has nothing to do with the hoop dance.
All right.
Send him in, send him in. One, we got one.
We got one right here.
Do you want to be here or no? Go in there, come on, give it up for this young man.
All right.
How many more? Just one?
Why don't you come right here and stand inside of that hoop, just right there.
Stand right inside there.
All right, there was somebody over here that
Who
wanted
is
to
it?
come down.
Who?
Would you come and would you stand right inside this one?
Come on, be careful. Come this way. I want to see you speed walk. Speed walk.
Right here? All right, would you come?
That's running.
And would you come up right here? And how about you here in the jump?
Hold on, come on.
And all the way up top with the green, what is that, like a green face there on your shirt?
Eric, it's getting out of hand. They all want to do it.
All right, let's see you go right over here.
How many hoops do you have?
You know what? I could bring up 7 volunteers. You could go right here inside.
Come. I got another one here. Now we got 5. How about this one? 6. Eric, pick from your side. Pick someone on your side.
You want to come up right here with the Hard Rock shirt? Okay. Uh-oh. Wait.
Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it?
We got one extra here.
We need one more? I got to, no. We're good.
So,
We're good.
let's see. We got one too many. I'll have you stand right here inside of this hoop. And would you go there? Would you share with him? Would you share?
Share with him?
Yes. All right. Okay.
We just leave them here for the next hour, just
All right.
standing.
So we have our volunteers. Everybody is standing inside of their hoop. Let's give the volunteers a round of applause. Now, would you step behind your hoop? Would you put one foot in and one foot out and shake it all about? No, I'm just kidding. So, the first rule of hoop dance that my uncle taught me is that we never use our hands to pick up the hoop. We use our feet. We want to bring the hoop up to us. We want the hoop to come up to us. So, if you'll step on the hoop, and you'll just push down and roll the hoop back, you can bring it up just like that.
But no hands.
So you're going to have to do it one at a time because you guys are both stepping on different parts of the hoop. So why don't you try first with the silver Crocs. Nice. One foot, and you're going to push down and roll it back. How's it going over here? Did you get it? Oh, look at that. How about over here? Oh, she's going with the other leg.
She's innovative.
No way.
That's high IQ right there. That's high IQ.
Awesome. Would you want to let him try? You want to try what? You want to try it? Go ahead. Let him try.
Roll it back.
Got it.
You look like my son. Come on.
He's just got to push a little bit harder, and it might just roll up.
There it is.
All right. So now we have our hoop in our hands like this, and we're going to hold it right in front of us. And you know, a lot of times I dance, and people come up to me and they say, I loved your hula hoop dance. But these aren't hula hoops. A lot of times with hula hoops, we'll spin it on our arm like this, but we don't do that. We always keep the hoop in our hand, just like this. We keep the hoop. Can you do this? Like this? Just like that? And can you keep it in your hand and do one spin and stop? It's important that we're always in control of the hoop. We could even do 2 spins and stop. We can switch directions. Nice job. All right, have most of you jump rope before? Jump rope? Jump rope? Jump rope? No. What are the kids doing these days?
TikTok.
All right. For this may be your first time ever jumping rope with a hoop. You're going to hold the hoop like this. And you're going to have to crouch over. And the hoop's going to go through your body to the back of your heels. And then you're going to step through. And it's going to go through your body to the back of your heels, and this time you're going to jump. And now when you put all that together, you just jump through it, just like that. And then you can kind of just keep jumping. And if I put the microphone down, I can kind of show you if you just keep doing it like this. You can kind of just jump through it like that. All right, now let's hold the hoop like this. Let's hold the hoop in our hand like this, and let's cross the hoop in front and then back. It's kind of like a figure 8, kind of like an infinity sign. We can do this forever. And when it comes around to the front, you can jump right through it. How about that? Can you try that? Here, 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 and jump. Almost. Awesome. Well, hey, let's give them a round of applause. You can put all your hoops, put your hoops right here on this orange X in a real big pile. In a real big pile right there.
And squeeze together for a quick photo with Eric. Squeeze together with a quick photo with Eric.
Squeeze together.
One photo. Squeeze together. Squeeze together. All right. 1, 2, 3. Make some noise for them.
Thanks, guys. Good job.
Volunteers, this way.
You're free to go back to your seats now.
This way. This way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, I think this is my first show that I've ever had a hype man. This is incredible.
Well, thank you. We got one. She's loose. Whose is this? Come on.
All right, so these hoops are made proportionally. Traditionally, they were made out of willow. We'd break off a piece of willow, soak it in water so that it would become flexible, and then we would tie it together. Today I use PVC pipe from Home Depot with electric tape. It allows the hoops to be more flexible, allows me to do different kinds of tricks with the hoops. And these hoops are made proportionally. I'm about 6 feet tall, and if I take apart this hoop and I stretch it out, this hoop is exactly my height. So our hoops are made specifically for our size. And I want one more volunteer, but I want somebody who would fit this size hoop. I need somebody who's about 6 feet tall.
I'm 6'6".
Oh yeah, you're too big for these hoops.
No, I'm talking about a real 6 feet, not a dating app 6 feet. Who's a real 6 feet?
Come up.
Who?
Hey, you.
Eric, I got one up here.
Oh, okay.
6 feet?
Perfect. Perfect.
Well, that works.
Come on down.
Just crowd surf down.
Come on down. So as we start to add more and more hoops to our body, it's important that the hoops are the right size. So that's why I'm asking for somebody that I can add more and more hoops.
Hold on, let me see.
Create some more of those images.
All right, you're good. Just making sure.
All right, would you stand right here? And what is your name?
Agnes.
Agnes. Let's give it up for Agnes. All right, Agnes, would you put both your arms out? Both arms out. I'm going to put one hoop here and one hoop here. And now would you put your arms both straight up in the air? Let's see. And I'm going to put one hoop over the top. And now you're going to reach all the way in front and you're going to grab those two hoops. Yep, up, yep. And now you're going to duck your head through that hole in front of you. Yep, and you're going to open up into the bird. Look at that. All right, we're not finished. You're going to step through this one here with one foot, and you're going to grab those two together. And then you're going to step through this one. And then with that same leg, you're going to step through that Venn diagram there. Just like that. Yeah, yeah. And you can get a good stance there. Yeah, perfect. And now you're going to grab this hoop, and you're going to hold it up high. Just like that. Now this was meant to represent the lightning bolt or the dust devil. Agnes, if you'll do a circle and show everybody the full image. You know, putting the hoops on our body is probably the easiest part of the dance. It's removing the hoops and gathering them back into our hand without letting any of them drop. So Agnes, your next challenge is to find a way to remove these hoops. But whatever you do, don't let any drop. And you might get some encouragement from the audience here. All right. Yeah, you know, it may be easier than you even think. Let's see. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Wait. Okay. All right. Look at that. Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Give it up for Agnes, everybody.
Agnes.
Eric, is that normal that they do it on the first try like that?
No, I'm very impressed. She's making me look bad. No,
She's a civil engineer.
No, I'm just kidding. That was really good. She must have an education in engineering and stuff. So, you've learned a little bit about the history of the dance. You learned a few tricks. Now, are you guys ready to see me share my rendition of the hoop dance? As you watch this dance today, I want you to remember that story that's being told. Look for those different plants and animals. Some of you here may see an alligator. Some of you may see a peacock. Some of you may see a butterfly. And you may see your own journey through life. This dance is a celebration of the journey that we have here on this beautiful planet. It's a celebration of living in harmony with all living things. So I hope that as you watch this dance, that you look for that story, and I hope that you also receive that healing. As I mentioned, the power of these hoops is to give that healing. Whatever you're going through, if there's something personal, if there's a family member, you can also set intentions to receive that healing from this dance. Now, the first time I ever danced in front of anybody, it was my freshman year of high school. I just got cut from the basketball team. I was devastated. And my teacher says, "Hey, Eric, we're hosting a cultural festival. And I saw a picture of you and your uncle at a powwow doing some hula hoop dance. And I think it would be really cool if you showed the whole school." And I said, "Nah, I'm good." I was scared they would call my regalia a costume. I was scared they wouldn't understand. Growing up in Los Angeles, I didn't think my friends understood what a modern day Native American looked like. And as a freshman in high school, all I wanted to do was fit in, right? But as I went home and I thought about that decision, and I thought about this story of this dance, I realized that I had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to rewrite that image of Native Americans in my classmates' minds. I had an opportunity to show them this traditional dance in a modern form. And I was very specific with my choice of song. I wanted to choose something that represented our culture and modern day. So I went with a group called Tribe Called Red. Has anybody ever heard of Tribe Called Red before? Not Tribe Called Quest, Tribe Called Red. And I showed up to school that next day. I went to my teacher. Her name was Miss Johnson, and I said, "You know what? I do have something to dance. I do have something to share." And she said, "Okay, when the lunch bell rings, you can step in front of your whole school and you can share your dance." And it kind of felt just like this. I put my hoops down, and all my classmates began to look up at me. I gave my teacher my CD, and I told her to press play on my music. And this is what I did.
Hit it, Xander. Give it up for Eric. Come on. I'm not going to lie. If you did that as a freshman, I'm sure you had a ton of girlfriends. That's what I'm going to say.
When I came back to school the next day, one of my friends runs up to me and he says, "Eric, have you seen the school newspaper?" And I was like, "No." And he hands it to me. And there I was on the cover with the title, Lord of the Rings.
Wedding rings.
I continued to dance over the years, and in 2012, I received a very unexpected phone call from an entertainment company based out of Montreal, Canada, called Cirque du Soleil. And they had created a show called Totem, and they wanted a hoop dancer. I had never really heard of the company before they called me, but after doing a little bit of research, I decided to run away with the circus. I performed over 3,000 shows all around the world.
Woo!
I lived in Japan for a year and a half. I lived in Spain for a year. I lived in Germany for a year. Australia for a year. I performed this dance 10 times a week. And I had an opportunity to represent my native people all around the globe. Now, when I look back on that decision as a young boy, as a freshman in high school, I understand how important it was that I had the courage to share this tradition in front of my whole school. It's so powerful when we share our stories with the world. It's amazing the people that we can inspire, the places that we can. I know person in this audience, every person in this audience has their own story as well. And I hope that you also have courage to share yours as well. I just wrote and directed my very first short film, and I couldn't call it anything other than Courage. That's the name of my film. And I hope today that you learned something. I hope today that you were inspired. And I hope that you will also go share your story with the world. So thank you so much for having me, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Can we now get a standing ovation? You told them about the film. You told them about your story. How can they follow your journey on the internet? What's your social media? What's your website? How do they find you?
Does anybody here have an app called Instagram?
Yeah, me.
I just created a profile for the film called Courage the Film. If you'll check that out on Instagram, I would love to see a follow. And I'd love to see all your faces on the other side.
Would you be willing to do a little meet and greet and take photos of people by a gate?
Sure.
Where are you going to go? Which gate? Where are you going to go?
Let's see. We can hang out. I'll hang out over here.
Right in the middle right here, or just right here?
That'd be great.
If you guys would like to meet Eric, he's going to be hanging out, taking a photo with you guys. We have the Pow Wow exhibition coming in a minute. We got some Derek Miller meet and greets. If you want to meet Derek Miller, we got some meet and greet passes. But for now, give it up for Eric Hernandez, the hoop dancer. Xander, hit it.
Honor and privilege to be here this afternoon to share some of our heritage by performing some of our traditional dances. You get to hear some of our powwow singing. Ladies and gentlemen, without our singers, we're unable to dance. So today we're very fortunate to have these young gentlemen. They traveled all the way down here from Wahpeton, Dakota Nation in Saskatchewan, Canada. They're a family drum group. They go by the name of Tatonka Kua. How about a round of applause for our singers? Ladies and gentlemen, they drove 40 hours to be here this weekend. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we as Native people, we have a very rich culture. A lot of our dancers and singers, they travel many miles to participate at different gatherings across Indian country. We have brothers and sisters that came all the way from Canada. They come from different states like Washington, Oklahoma, North Carolina, South Dakota, and we're very fortunate to have them here this weekend. And if you didn't make it to the powwow these last couple of days, you really missed out. So next year, put it on your calendar. We had almost 600 dancers this year. Man, it was huge. But if you did miss it, you can go back and watch YouTube. You can go watch the website. The IT people, they put it up, so go check it out. But you know, right here in the United States, I just want to share a little history with each and every one of you. We have approximately 575 tribes here in the United States. We speak different languages. We have different customs. We have different tribal clothing. So we all may be Native American, but we're still different. And me, as the ambassador of the Sac-a-Fox Nation of Oklahoma and a cultural educator, it's a privilege to share some of this history with each and every one of you. How many of y'all have never seen real Native American dancing before? Raise your hand. Oh, my goodness. Well, you're in for a big treat today. These dancers, they represent different tribes. We have different dance styles that have different creation stories. They originated in different parts of the country. And we're gonna get to share some of that with each and every one of you. This powwow trail, it's similar to a rodeo circuit. There's different committees all over Indian country. And our dancers and singers, they pick and choose where they want to go every weekend. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 powwows going on in one weekend. Sometimes some of us will be in Florida, some of the dancers will be in Minnesota, some will be in California on the same weekend. The following weekend, we'll be in different states. And so our dancers, they pick and choose which title, which purse they want to go try for. There's a lot of athleticism that comes along with Native American dancing. A lot of these dancers here, they work out, they eat right. It's very similar to a sport. These guys, they're in shape. They dance all year long, every weekend, 3 days out of the weekend, all year long. In the 90s, we would dance mostly during the summer, but nowadays, you know, with all of our tribes having casinos, generating revenue, they have these celebrations and these powwows, so it gives us the opportunity as singers and dancers to travel the country, go compete, go dance. When we come down here, we get to go look at the Everglades, get to check out the beach, and we get to do fun stuff, you know, while we are traveling. Just like my good brothers here that came all the way down from Saskatchewan. Some of them's never even seen the ocean before. And they saw their first shark this weekend. But things like that. You know, a lot of us, we are members of different tribes. And where we come from, we have our tribal ceremonies. But then this thing we call powwow, it's a social gathering where we as dancers and singers, we get to come and dance and sing and enjoy life through song and dance. And to enjoy life through song and dance, that's a beautiful thing. This afternoon, you're gonna see the different dance styles, and I'll share some of the history with you as we move forward. But today, we have the men's fancy feather dance, we have the men's grass dance, and we have the men's prairie chicken dance categories. On this side, we have the women's fancy shawl category, and we have the women's jingle. So we're very fortunate to have them with us this afternoon to show you guys what we do on a daily. It's a way of life. We dance and we sing, but sometimes it can be very challenging to be Native American because it's very important to us to retain our culture. We teach our young children at a young age how to speak our language, how to take part in our ceremonies. We teach them how to dance. We teach them why we do what we do as Native American people. But not only do we do that, we too adapted to today's society. So we go to college, we get educated, we find a career, we have our families, and we find a job just like you. The difference is, on the weekends, we attend our ceremonies and our dances. And so that's very important to all of our people. But with that being said, I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. This drum group that you're going to hear provide us with this beautiful music. There's stories behind everything. There's a spirituality behind everything that we have as Native people. This drum that you see these singers sitting around, we call it our grandfather. It takes care of us. When these singers hit that drum with their drumstick, it represents the heartbeat of our people. When these drums are constructed and they're made, there's a lot of prayer that goes into it. They're made in a ceremoniously manner. In the old days, they would hollow out a tree trunk. They would cover it with a bull hide or a cow hide or an elk hide. And when our warriors would come back to the village after a battle, they would have a war dance. They would have a scalp dance. And that's some of the creation stories that we have. Today, these singers, they have a big responsibility. Because in the Native world, we have many, many different songs. We have prayer songs, we have victory songs, we have veteran songs, we have Mother's Day songs. There's a lot of songs. Some of the songs are chants with no words. Some of the songs have words from all of the different languages. And so you're going to get to hear a little bit of both this afternoon from our Tatonka singers from Saskatchewan, Canada. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go with our grand entry here, and we're going to turn it over here to our Tatonka singers. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Woo! Here we go.
Hey!
Let them hear it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We'll have our men make a half moon shape over here, and our women make a half moon over here. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I shared a lot with you already. Back in 1990, President George H.W. Bush declared the month of November Native American Heritage Month. From that time forward, we as Native people had the opportunity to share some of our culture, our dances, our history with the public. And so I just wanted to make note of that to each and every one of you. A lot of these dancers are called upon to perform in different parts of the world to represent our tribes, our families, and our communities in a good way. Some of these dancers been to Europe, they've been to Italy, they've been to Paris, France, to the Louis Vuitton show last January, or 2 Januaries ago. Some of them been to Saudi Arabia. Some of them performed in Canada, London. These championship dancers right here, they've been all over the world. And today, we're very fortunate to have them here today in Hollywood, Florida. How about a round of applause for all of these championship dancers? So we're gonna go through the list here. As I call your name, give the crowd a big wave. We have our grass dancers that have a very awesome style. Introducing Mr. Elias Hermini Horses. How about a round of applause for Elias? Elijah Watertug, right here. Trey Little Sky, give the crowd a big wave. Merv LaRose, yeah. Gabe DeRozier, he'll be here in a minute. And we also have our chicken dancers. How about a round of applause for Mr. Angelo Begay and Mr. Leland Thompson. And I believe Rooster's on his way. Over here, we also have our men fancy feather dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Mr. Wade Silas? How about a round of applause for Silas White Buffalo? Give it up for Mr. Darrell Hill Jr. And ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he travels the world. How about it for Mr. Michael Roberts? And on this side, ladies and gentlemen, look at all that beauty over here. Yeah. Introducing our fancy shawl dancers. How about a round of applause for Josie Little Sky? Give it up for Star Silence. Give it up for Lauren Oakes. She's on her way. Give it up for Delphine Zorthian. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have all of our jingle dress dancers. Introducing John Brady, Tashina Bitso, Clarissa Otto, baby Clarissa, and ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca Roberts. At this time, our drum here too, they come, like I made mention, they come from Saskatchewan. We're here, thank you Brock and the boys. We're gonna call up our men's fancy feather dancers. If you would please take the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our more contemporary styles of dances. In the old days, our warriors would come to the village. They would have a war dance song for them. They would tell us a story of a battle or a mission that they were on. At the turn of the century, Wild Bill, Buffalo Bill, those cowboys that had Wild West shows all over the world, they started inviting our Native American dancers to be a part of those shows. They traveled the world. In those days, they would wear one bustle tied around their waist with a war bonnet, sometimes a turkey beard headdress. And through the years, we evolved just like you. Through that time, they added another bustle on top. They added a rocker to show how fast these songs can go. We adorn ourselves with beadwork that takes countless hours to create. Their wives, their sisters, their grandmothers, even them, they bead on their outfits and their beautiful colors. Our families, they have rights to certain designs, certain colors, and you're gonna get to see that this afternoon. These are some of the fastest moccasins in Indian country. These are our elite athletes. We're gonna come over here to our singers for 2 straight verses and then 2 change-ups. So at this time, are you ready, audience? Tatonka Kuwa, take it away, here we go! Some of these dancers were in the Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade as well. I think some of you may have seen them. Yeah. All right, audience, keep your eye on your favorite dancer. Later on in the program, we're going to invite you out to dance. So find your favorite dancer, keep your eye on them, and you're going to have a chance to come on out and try it out. All right? All right, we're going to come back over here to our singers for our change-up. At this time, I'd like to call out our women's fancy shawl dancers. You saw the men's fancy, now you're gonna get to see the women's fancy. Ladies and gentlemen, this story was shared with me back in the late 90s. I had an auntie once upon a time by the name of Gladys Jefferson from the Crow Agency, Montana. She shared with me about how this dance came about. In the older days, 70s, 80s, well, even 50s and 60s, the ladies that danced Northern traditional, they had a conservative style. They wanted to up their steps. They wanted to get a little more fancy, get into the song a little more. So they would drape their shawl that they had on their forearm and they would put it over their shoulders. And that's how this style came about. And since then, this style has evolved just as well as the other categories. So today, ladies and gentlemen, this is the women's fancy shawl. Tatonka Kuwa, take it away. the straight song. And as I made mention earlier, some of these ladies here, they performed overseas. I saw one in Paris, France. Yeah. I saw the other one in Oneida. Hey. But these here, they're championship dancers. They're in top shape. They perform, they dance all the time. So we're gonna come on over here to our singers for their change-up song. Here we go. Double beat. Cha-cha. Cha-cha. You know, to some of you, these songs that we dance to might sound the same, but in actuality, they're all different. The song you just heard, we refer to it as a double beat song, and it's a beautiful song, a beautiful beat to it. There's straight songs, there's crow hops, there's foot slides, there's double beat, there's trot dance songs, there's ground dance songs. You know, when you're cruising down the road and you have your favorite song come on the radio, we as Native people, we have our favorite drum group and we have our favorite songs as well. At this time, we would like to call out our men grass dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, this style of dance here originated up there in the northern plains. It was shared to me once upon a time that this dance, there's societies that go along with it. Some of the Yankton Sioux, they traveled north, they shared it with some of the people in the northern plains. And today, it's a very popular style. You're gonna see all the footwork. A lot of these dancers here, they won many different championships all over in the country. And we're very fortunate to have them here today. And so with that being said, we're gonna turn over here to our drum group for our men grass dance category. Here we go. Good job. Let them hear it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, coming back to our singers for our change-up song. Here we go. dancers. Yeah, good one. At this time, we'd like to call out our women's jingle dress dancers. Before we get into our jingle dress dancers, I'd like to acknowledge our arena director, Mr. Chesky LeBlanc. Give everybody a big wave. He's been in charge of our schedule all weekend, and we're very fortunate to have him here, all the way from Minnesota. Speaking of Minnesota, this style of dance here is a very old style. Once upon a time, I had a good friend by the name of Ahmed from the Millex Band of Ojibwe Nation up there around Hinckley, Minnesota. And back in the 90s, he shared this story with me. In their village, back in the 1800s, there was a man that had a dream. His daughter was sickly. She was in bad shape. In his dream, there was these women dancers that had dresses on with these metal cones on them. And these dresses were 4 different colors. It was red, green, blue, and yellow. And in that dream, they were praying and they were dancing. And so they made that happen. And he made a pallet for that little daughter. And they started dancing at the ceremony. And that little daughter, she got well. And from that time forward, this dance came about. And today, it's a little more shiny, it's a little more flashy, but that's the creation story behind this dance. During those downbeats in the middle of each verse, you're gonna see them raise their fan. As Native people, we use the eagle feather when we pray in our ceremonies because it flies highest to our Creator. With that being said, singers, first song, here we go. This next dance is called a side step. When that little daughter heard those jingles, those prayers are powerful. That little girl, she got well. This dance is referred to a medicine dance. So at this time, you're gonna get to see that. Singers, take it away. Favorite At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite out our men Prairie chicken dancers. If you would please come on into the arena here. Ladies and gentlemen, this style of dance originated up there in the northern plains, pretty close to the Canadian border, among our Blackfoot people. In the springtime, in the northern plains, the prairie chickens, they would form a booming ground. The male chickens would come out, they would dance, they would show off. This is a courtship dance. So all you single ladies, come on down to the first row. I'm just kidding. But honestly, it is a courtship dance. When they dance, they're gonna show off. They're gonna try to impress the female prairie chicken. That's what this dance is all about. So at this time, we're gonna turn it over here to our singers as they form their booming grounds right here in Hollywood, Florida. How about that, Hollywood? Oh, man. Good dancing there. Woo-wee. And I want to remind all you good people, if you want pictures of these guys here in a few minutes, we're going to invite you down for Intertribal after this category here. And while you're out here, we're going to line up and take pictures when we're done, so be ready. Here we go. Tatonka song number 2. How about a round of applause for all of our prairie chicken dancers? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we could cue the QR code up here on the Jumbotron. You know, last night we had a very special dance, and it was to bring recognition to the MMIW movement. Some of you may have heard about the murdered and missing indigenous women. Well, we have a lot of organizations out there in Native communities, you know, fighting for our rights and helping these different families that have family members that are missing, that have family members that are being murdered. And it's very serious in our communities. And so up here, they're gonna put that QR code, and we want to recommend you to put it in your phone and support us like that in a good way. So those individuals that want pictures afterwards, come on out right now. We're going to ask you to come dance with us. You got to see. Come on out, dance like your favorite dancer.
Wait, which one's their favorite dancer? We didn't see you dance yet. That's what I want to see.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to our singers for one Intertribal. Here we go.
Wait, hold on. Can everybody dance right now?
If we can fit it, yes.
If you want to dance, make some noise out there. You want to dance?
All right, here we go. Intertribal, intertribal.
You can come to the middle.
We're gonna go clockwise. Everybody dance clockwise. Everybody dance clockwise.
This way. This way. A circle. This way. Keep the circle going.
Put it in your phone. Cameraman, get this crowd. Put the crowd on the Jumbotron. Woo! All right, that's what it's all about, having fun right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get you guys to move that way. We need our dancers up here.
Which way? Follow me this way.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow him if you want to take pictures. And we need our dancers to come up here. We need our drum group to set up right here. We'll put the drum, and our singers can take a knee, and then we'll have our dancers behind the singers, and we'll face this way.
So we're going to get back here and we're going to face this way for the photo.
Scoot back. Everybody, go
Come back to
there.
Aaron. Come to Aaron right here waving his hand. Come back here. We're going to
Dancers,
squeeze
come on over
in.
here.
We're going to face this way. We're going to do it right now. We're going to take one big group photo, and then we're going to take photos. Xander, give me some tunes, baby.